Hello, welcome back to the Research Cat and to my low oxygen nightmare that I have here. Today's goal is to simply get this oxygen working. We made it through last time, so I have some hope that we can manage. We have, for those of us that are either just joining or have forgotten, we have water source over here that we're pumping. And over on the upper right, we have water coming down from another geyser that we partially unburied, creating a water tank. I used this pump to create a oxygen tank, but it can't work because of the maximum gas pressure. So I'm trying to get a carbon skimmer, which will use quantities of water to take this carbon up out of the air and bring back some oxygen. Red is bad, and my base is entirely red, except for at the top where the oxygen is gone. So that's not so good. We changed a carbon dioxide return here to move it up into the top. So we just have to try to fix this oxygen issue. And I'm not quite sure how to do it. So we'll see how this goes in today's video. Once we get the oxygen somewhat together, I'm going to start working on our bathrooms here, because I want to get those fixed and the plumbing done so it's not so ugly as it is right now. And I'm also going to turn the priorities on these two 6 so that it was only the one that was on 5, so that they come and they will get those done. We have the compost up, and we started exploring up into this direction. We have slime molds up here, which will make our duplicates sick if we don't manage that. And we started exploring down below, but we're going to run into chlorine and hydrogen gas, and I'm not quite ready to deal with that yet either, on top of the oxygen problems. So we'll see what we can do. On the positive side, we have a ton of food, and our stress isn't too bad. So hopefully we can turn this around in this episode. We are working on research here. Unfortunately, we're having a water issue there. And we're starting to run out of some power up here simply because we haven't got the trees harvested yet for the wood. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, and I can actually make this into a park. So let me do that now. The only reason for the park is that it provides a morale bonus, and that will help with the stress, particularly because we'll probably end up going sideways from here, since this is the water tank. And in fact, maybe what I should do is start planning that now. And so let's put a door. Let's put a door there. And then this way we can just go sideways. Now this is, in temperature, this is another cold area. The reason it's warmer here is because it is really hot coming up out of here. So I'm hoping to use this as a cool area. If it gets too hot, I'll transplant one of these Weiswort things from here underneath and chill it down. And I might have to do that anyway, because if I pump really hot water down into my oxygen stuff, it'll break. But it's not a big problem at the moment. because the oxygen stuff isn't really moving. And I think from here I should change this back to oxygen, and we'll just clean this up. I'm going to put a carbon skimmer down below, and in fact I should run that plumbing now. I was just going to do a little piece off, and I'll do the same with power. So that it's all ready. All right, we got little critters around. Not going to worry about any of the critters except for any of the critters that are here. And well, we don't have the materials for this either. Huh. Well, okay. And do we have a master skill here in art? We do. That's Camille. So the master skill, we could actually replace some of these with better statues. Let's do that now. In fact, let's do that on all of these. Okay, well, while that's doing its thing there, and we'll put new statues in place. I'm actually going to use a different block for these statues. The reason they're starving is because probably there's not enough air down here for them to eat, and I designated that spot as an eating area. So for Camille, we want to get you prepared for an exosuit as well. So let's get you carrying. And then for here, let's put in better art. I have two different shifts in my schedule. So I've got 4 people on shift 1 and I've got 4 people on shift 2. So we do have a scientist, and he doesn't look to be asleep, so not really sure what's going on there. Oh, he's eating. Well, he's attempting to eat. But they have to hold their breath the whole time. Huh. Well, okay. We do have somebody on digging. But see, we're going to dig into carbon dioxide, and that's not really going to help us out any. So, oh, and we can deconstruct this, because we're going to change our floors down there. So over here, we don't have an narcoleptic, so we're going to take water instead of rust. As I said in the beginning, if you wanted to make this a little bit harder, because you were able to handle your oxygen areas, you can always choose not to get the supply pods, and then you wouldn't get things like water. You can choose to just skip all the duplicates on it. Well, let us see what we can do. I've got these things running at 6. So we have power. Our power circuits aren't overstressed, which can become an issue. If I can find my power up here. Here it is. And so the power isn't really overstressed, although it's inactive. Every now and then it flashes into strained, and we really should fix that. But I wonder why this is inactive. Huh. It's inactive because we have no lumber in here. Okay. Well, although we do have the battery connected. Well, oh, but the stuff on it isn't using anything. The pipe is blocked here. This can't use it because we're at max pressure, and we have no one using this. So, no problem. Okay. And we're building better decor, which is good because our stress is running poorly based on our oxygen problems. I'm not sure we have anybody digging anymore because I think our digger is also our science. So we'll try and fix that one when we set up our priorities. So if we look at digging, our digging and science is the same person. So it looks like Max would be the best, because you can go over here and you can see their excavation skills. So Max, who is currently doing storing, let's do him on digging. There's one problem that I've seen that sometimes people run into is that they don't explore and they end up staying too long in their starting biome, and truthfully that could be part of the problem in here, although at this moment it's not my largest issue. And we do have some oxygen, some water flowing up into here, which is good because we'll need that water pretty soon. So we managed to get the ore scrubber, which we're not as worried about right now, and the desalinator, which we're not as worried about right now. So let's get that carbon skimmer together. And I'm not quite sure where it is. I would think it would be over here someplace. Let's see. That's a mechanical surfboard. And this is for automated issues. Don't think it would be up here. Maybe it's down in our air filters. So this is the deodorizer up and the carbon skimmer. Actually, we could use both because this is for the compost heap. All right, let's do that. I always want to close the wrong window, and then that would be bad for my recording. I'm going to bring this up to 7 so that we keep that research. Maybe I'll do it on 8. We really got to get that carbon skimmer together to try to remove some of this carbon dioxide from the air. Now they built the line, which is good, and we do have the electrical problem here. The way I would like to deal with the electrical problem is to put in another electrical area. It's pretty chilly up here, and so that way this heat doesn't end up in the base. One of the things that sometimes people do is they put their heaters too far down in the base, and then when the heat rises, it slowly cooks their base. That's really a problem on the some of the maps towards the end where managing the heat is a big issue. Typically what I do is I end up rebuilding my heat several times on increasing floors so that it's usually at the top of the base. And that seems to work pretty good at managing heat problems at any rate. I'm not so sure about how to handle some of these other issues. I think we'll come there. And we'll move these guys out. Actually, we'll take all of this out, including that. And then we can put another floor here. And we can dig this out. And then we're going to break up that circuit that was starting to look overstrained because there was too much on it. So Gossman has construction now, but the morale is kind of an issue, so I don't want to give one of these things and end up with even more stress. So I'm going to give a bonus to the cooking. And then Rowan has great morale. I'm going to put him in digging, so that we can start developing another digger. And then also let's fix this. Let's cancel this there and put that base that way. Actually, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I could do that. That's fine. I was thinking that we'll put a polluted oxygen skimmer here and here. One compost heap should be enough for now, and later on we'll have a different way to deal with that. This would be the plumbing for the toilets. We actually have all the equipment for that, although it looks like maybe I didn't connect my electric. I did not connect my electric. It's on this already overstrained one. Well, we'll put it there anyway. We're not going to be using it at the moment, so that's not going to be a problem at this instant. And we do have the oxygen plants providing a little bit of oxygen that we're able to at least slowly limp along with little oxygen pockets that rise. It's ugly. But if I can get them to do some work up here, that won't be so bad. And actually, we'll start setting up the next power. I'd like to do the smart batteries, because then they won't be running all the time and then feeding all this carbon dioxide down into the base. But to do that, we need this refined ore, which they are working on. So that is good, and that means that this circuit is actually working correctly. It's just that nobody was using it because of our gas problems in the bottom. As we start moving into the mid-game, and I'm not really in the mid-game yet, I don't really consider this, although it's a little questionable where the mid-game actually is, but I consider the mid-game to be where you've explored the map and you know where the surface is, because there is a surface way up here someplace, and you know where the edges are onto the side and down below. So then once the map is explored, you're going to be starting to work on the rocket, and getting all those systems together I consider to be the mid-game, where you're starting to get oil production, or the natural gas production, and you're getting those kinds of systems together and building the base. And then your late game is really when you're using the rocket and you're starting to push towards the final goal. You can keep track of your goals by looking at your colony summary, which are these things. This is how you can end up winning the game. I have never managed it because my colonies always end up starving well before we get there. But I can get into the mid-game where I have revealed the entire map. And so we're slowly doing that at this moment. And actually, I should push a little bit more this way, but I'm not going to yet. But I am going to dig this out. And I was going to run another floor here. I actually thought I did it, but apparently not. Okay. So we have that. We have our food. We're working on our next set of food. I don't really mind having way too much food. I'm fine with that, although we have enough now that we don't really have to be doing this anymore. So I'm going to turn that off at the moment. Let's see, this is terrible food, this is standard food. Well, let's turn that on for the moment, and we can get some better quality food. And then we should also prepare this for eventual operation. And then we have this built, but we need the power system built up here. Okay. And then, oh good, we finished our carbon skimmer. We'll get those built. And I'm feeling that air is kind of a problem here. So I'm going to build these reservoirs. I might have to do something creative if we can't get this air together. So let's start building the carbon skimmers. They're here. We'll have to put a tile underneath it. And then in plumbing, I have to have an intake there. Let me take a look here at our carbon skimmers. I do not recall this problem. We need water. And then it's going to produce polluted water. There's our plumbing. So here's the polluted water is going to come out this way. And our polluted water has to go up here. Up here. Okay. And then we need to bring some power in on that line. Now we'll also do another one here. And then we'll take this and we'll just have it join this outtake line that's already built, and we'll get the power from whatever is closest. We already have the power pretty much all set up. Okay, so, and then we need a output on our water. I got confused by the two intakes here because one intake is for the electrolyzer and one is for this. Now, while they're working on that, let me try to set up we have another narcoleptic here with both buff and taste, so that'll be Mary. A bonus morale, food, and strength. Well, that's good. And maybe she could become a doctor. And then we have duplicate skills. Let's get Abe. Now, Abe already is good in farming. Let's get him in ranching. And then Mary will start with doctor, because we are going to need a doctor, and she's a great digger too. But since I started, I think, max on the digging, we'll do this. Oh, the power system I was working on. So if we look at our power, the one that is strained is this one here. So I'm going to take this battery. I'm going to take this battery. And there's a lot on it down here. So I'm going to take the kitchen stuff and put it on its own circuit here. And then this other one, because what we can do is deconstruct right there and cut it. And then my thinking is that this one will keep running off of this one. And then this one will be on the kitchen. And then we'll have the first of the exosuits, which are good. I don't actually have the exosuits discovered yet, but they'll allow us to get into the really hot temperatures as well as vacuums without taking damage. And they'll also allow us to get up into here without too much trouble. So we're going to need to plan for an exosuit dock, and I'm thinking of having the exosuit dock over here. I was originally thinking of it as manufacturing, but since I moved my power up, I think I'm going to put the exosuit dock here and then the factory level here. My factories tend to produce a lot of heat, and this is already cold, although it's starting to warm up. And then I'll probably need an exosuit dock over here someplace, possibly here. And our water tank is building here too. Alright, let's start getting these people to build this. So we are moving this out. Where's my plumbing here? Okay. And then we're stuck. Huh. We're stuck because these two things, maybe. Let's see if that works. Now the other problem is we need to get this working now too, because we're not going to have, we're going to get too much polluted water up. I might actually delete this here, make this all the polluted water tank, and then move this into a more centrally located position. But let's see if we can get the plumbing working in this part here first. Oh, they can't reach it. Okay, hang on. I think they can do that now. And then we can do that. In fact, while they're doing that, let me look and make sure that we actually have all of our wood that we can get. We can't actually reach this yet, really, but we will. Okay, good. Now, I think I'll keep these toilets here for the moment. We're going to need more toilets. So I think I'll put the toilets over in this area. I kind of like the toilets up. We could put them up here. Maybe we'll do that. And good, we are moving this up. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to temporarily delete this. They can't use it right now anyway. So we'll delete all of that. Well, that's not good. I got carried away and deleted a pipe. This is our seed storage, but we're going to get rid of that too. And actually, we're not going to need this. So we'll change our walls. And we'll build a new tank here, a bigger one, to support the bathrooms. We'll change this oxygen level down, and then our plumbing we'll just kind of fix here. They could very well get stuck here. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. If they deconstruct that before this is done, do this first. Come on. They didn't do it first. Now, that's really my fault, isn't it? Now they got to clean up all this stuff. We'll deconstruct that as well, and then we'll put in a new pump here, and we'll put in a new plumbing line alongside the ladder, and we'll put in, we've reduced our stress. Probably partly the stress has gone down because we have much better areas here, although I'm not sure we have enough beds, right? We have 4 here and 4. So we're actually low on a bed. Well, alright. Let's fix one problem at a time. Because without a bed, that will get stressful too. Let's go up here. And then we'll put this across here. And then we'll grab power. Whoops. We'll grab power. We've got power there. Oh. Let's deconstruct this plumbing pipe. So let's get that bedroom together now. We were going to do it up here. The bathrooms, we'll put the beds there too. So things are starting to get out of control here. Let's come this way. Let's bring that over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's put a bed unit there. And then I'm going to dig out all of this. Put 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There. We'll extend this down, and we'll extend this down. I'm going to keep the ladder because I'm running pipes and things along this end. Okay. It looks a little weird to me for some reason. I think it's okay. All right. And then we'll put in these. Beds take up 2 space. You want to give enough space for some art to be in. Oh, I miscalculated my wall. Whoops. I misclicked. I want it there. Then we can put this here. The long commute warning is it's just taking them too long. I gotta get a food area together. I'll do that soon. We now have a bed set up. We've fixed this issue here. So we can start getting our bathrooms together. Let's put a test. I don't want to put it there. Let's put it there. I don't want to put it there. Where am I going to put these bathrooms? I don't want to delete these bathrooms before I have another set together, is my problem. Well, we have enough food. I was going to use this as a park, though. But I have other parks. I think I'm going to use this. So here. I'm going to come across. And put one there. One over here. Put my sinks in. So I have a plumbing sink here. I gotta go a little further. What is my temperature like here? Oh, it's not too bad. Okay. I'm gonna come out more. Okay, then we can do a door here and here. We can put a roof in here. We can dig there. We can put in another plumbing. I need them to get rid of these plants. So we can put in a shower pretty soon too. And then we'll put in a I wish that the sinks were under the plumbing. We'll have space for a little statue there. And we'll put in these plumbing things. And then we'll put that in. Okay. And then we'll dig out this. And we'll put in a pole so that they can move faster. And we'll put that space, dig that out. Okay, well, they're working on that. Let me see what's going on over here. We have no narcoleptics, which at this moment is good. And we'll put in take a pufflet. My advice is, particularly if you're just starting and you're not looking for an extra challenge, is to just not give yourself an additional problem on top of the regular problems. Then you can choose duplicates who are maybe more set up for your particular base, rather than saying I'm only going to take, say, narcoleptics, because that becomes an issue in that you may not take narcoleptics that are great for your particular base. Now, how did we do on our power up here? Did they figure out? Oh, we haven't set that up. Okay. And I don't think we have, we don't have enough refined metal yet for that. So let's see what our next research will be. I'm thinking we'll go down and start preparing the exosuits, since we have some people that can use them. They're here. But this is the clothing loom and the carpet. Let's do the fine art first. Okay, let's do that next. And then we'll have to start that plumbing, which will come from here, because we're going to take polluted oxygen, not polluted oxygen, polluted water, bring it up into the sieve and clean it. Bring it up into here. And then it will go in these intakes, because we don't need super clean water for the toilets. Although I kind of feel we might want super clean water because there will still be some germs in them. I wonder if we want super clean water, since we have it, for the sinks. Let me rethink this. Take this out for a moment. So since we have the water, I rarely have such great sources of renewable water. So let's take the plumbing. I'm gonna have to come down a little bit from here, because I have to be able to run that plumbing for clean water, and I'll have to do this loop here. Then this is the polluted water that'll be making the return back. And you know, I have those trees which are going to need polluted water too. I don't think that counts as machinery for this park. Now the polluted water has to come back down, and I have a one here. So what I have to do is I have to get over there. So let's put a liquid bridge here. And there. And then let's take this clean water and I don't know that I can come off of a pipe that is already sending water. I kind of feel like I need a new pump. I'm not sure if you do or not, but I'm going to put in a new pump. My plumbing is kind of a mess. You can come this way and across, and then one here. Because I got this one too. I'll grab that there. I'll have to build some ladders out now to be able to reach them. For those of you that are professional plumbers, just don't evaluate my particular disaster in plumbing here. I teach HVAC students sometimes, and I can just picture them. I teach them math tutoring, so it's not like I teach them HVAC skills, but I can just picture them saying, "What is he doing?" Okay. The problem is these toilets look like they're actually used right now, and they're not going to be able to be used right now until this plumbing gets fixed. So let me get those liquid bridges done. You always have to make sure the green is on, the white and the greens line up so that your plumbing doesn't back up. So we're sending, oh wait, this was from the, this was from the return, right? So I'm coming back down. This is used water. No, this is the water that's going. I was right. From the sieve and up. Over here, this is water coming up from the pump. And then I just have one return here. The first time I did this, and I was working with the plumbing, I had a problem because I actually confused where the water was going, and I ended up dumping polluted water into the clean water, and then it's a problem because you can't, it's hard to get it out. The filters aren't 100%. And so then I also need here to have that built because I'm going to put sand in there. Now, how is our oxygen doing? Poorly, because neither of the carbon skimmers are working. Because they haven't built the plumbing yet. Well, guys, we gotta get this plumbing built. Okay, let's get that though. Then we'll reset all of our priorities again. Take a look at our priorities. Somebody died. Oh, Camille was a hard worker too, but one thing is she died, fortunately, right over by the, we can get this deconstructed too, but she did die right over by the memorials, so not so bad. My stress, however, is out of control, and that's going to become an issue. So let's try to get that fixed. We do have that now, and hopefully that's a carbon skimmer. Yes, it is. That should help out with the oxygen some. Oh, this carbon skimmer is also working. That's excellent. So it's too bad. Camille was a good worker. All right, let's get that built. And these things done. She suffocated to death, which doesn't terribly surprise me because of the oxygen situation. Hopefully those skimmers will clear it up. And then we need to fix our base here. So we'll do that. And they can go up to 4. So let's also take care of, let's put some molding up here. Make it look nice and pretty for them. Maybe they'll forget the fact that they're in an oxygen deprived area. And let's build the loom. You know, I think I'm going to put a massage table in here, because otherwise we're going to run into some real problems with stress. So under medicine, I think, yes, no, the massage table. We'll put that there. We'll give them a nice plant next to it. We'll connect it into a power line somewhere. There's not much on that power line, so that's good. When they get around to it, they can build it. And then on here, we'll put in sand. That's a filtration medium, I believe. I've played the early game so many times. I've even researched all the technologies and have got to the mid game and then usually ran out of food. But this is not the problem this time. This problem, it's an oxygen issues. Now it looks a little lighter here, but well, there's this barely breathable. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. They could reach this. That's interesting. Oh, no, they couldn't. So I need them to build this. Well, they could reach that. They don't need that. Okay. Get over here and build this. This is really bad. Oh, because I disabled my park too. That's not good. Let's fix that too. No more duplicates. I can't handle them. Not narcoleptics. Good. And we'll give them nice food. That should be good. They should have nice bathrooms. That should be good. Of course, they don't have the pump yet. And I'm going to make them go into water. So, Abe is high stress. Because he's hungry. Oh, because I didn't get the dining together yet. Okay, we'll fix that next. I was gonna use this as an airlock, but I'm thinking now we'll do it as a dining hall at the moment. We will have to be... Oops. I've seen people do 2 doors, but it always just looks ugly to me. But it's probably efficient, so... Alright. Let's give them some dining areas. And let's put some furniture into that dining area. I'm pretty sure that decor is all from these animals, because we have a lot of these animals here. Of course, if we keep the animals over here, especially these light bugs, we don't have to run electric. We can just kind of keep them there. So maybe that's not such a bad idea. And then in the furniture, we need a loom for that. Oh, we'll put the stereo in too. But we'll put theoretically 2 lights in. Build this up here, and let's start putting the tables in. Oh, not there. Furniture. Put 5. 5. Let's put... Whoops. Let's put 6 in. Let's get rid of that one, and we'll put in another... decoration? Yeah, let's do that. Okay. And not only that, oh, look at that, the oxygen is... I was like, well, they're going to be able to breathe in there. But no, they can't do that either yet because of our oxygen problems. Well, that's not good. It's kind of... I'm starting to feel like I'm on my whole colony is the Titanic, and we don't have enough water here. Why don't we have enough water there? Because we run out of power down here. Excellent. Just what I like to see. This is a base slowly capsizing. Okay, let's put in a nice plant here, something that will make them happier. And then this thing here, well, we'll just reduce all their stress. And do you guys think that maybe you could do this? Because let me tell you, and let's put this at 7 so that they do this, and then we can back this down to 6. Now hopefully Abe, well, Gossman at least, we can bring some of this down a little bit. I also have to fix the air passages here, so let's put in an air passage here. And one over in this room, and one in this room, and 2 in the bathroom. And 1 in the, well, we'll actually need 3 in the bedroom. Put 1 above the manufacturing. I don't think I want 1 in the compost, but we'll need 2 up there. And then let's take and put 2 here. Okay, well, I'm not feeling super optimistic about this. And we're at the end of the time, so we will see what happens if we can manage to pull a save out of this yet. It looks a little lighter with oxygen here, but I don't think it really is. I think it's just sad. Well, we'll see what happens. I will see you next week, and we'll see if we can eke out some sort of a solution here. If you have any comments on it, you can put it down in the comments below, or give me a thumbs up if you're entertained by the sinking ship that is this colony. And we will pick up with this next week. Take care.